Okay, Avinash, can you not hear me? Because most of the people should be able to hear us. I think many people have already replied that they are able to hear me. There is something wrong at your end. Probably you check your sound system, maybe. Okay, I will go ahead with the presentation. And okay, thank you, thank you. I think most of the people are able to hear me out. Everybody is saying so. Okay, the reason I was saying why we needed to conduct these programs, which is just a short 45 minutes, no more than that, and then we'll just go for question and answer session, okay, for everybody, is a simple thing that, the children, the students, they form this dream of becoming a doctor almost at the school level, ninth or 10th, it comes to their mind to become a doctor, but they actually do not understand how easy or how difficult it is to actually get the admission in India. Slowly and steadily they get into the mood of, the Indian competitive arena, and then they get into the coaching classes and all. But even in 12th standard, when they join the coaching classes, nobody tells them the actual situation as far as the admissions are concerned. And that's why we try our best to ensure that the people, parents, are very clear and the students are very clear about the entire situation in India, all the options, how to take this next, coming year, 2017. And the moment the June comes in, the results are out and everybody runs here and there. The systems are very dynamic. Every year the keep this, the number of seats and the admission scenario keeps on changing every year. So this year, what we thought of is we'll start this webinar so that we can reach out to many more people. Like today, there was a sitting capacity of 50 and all 50 are attendees at this moment. This is fantastic. I mean, I'm very happy to see this. Now for this season, this is our first session. We have many such sessions. All the people who go through it can attend the second one and the third one. Okay. So we'll go step by step and I start here right away without wasting much of a time. Okay. So what you will gain out of this, why it is important, why will you spend your next 45 minutes with me, is basically if your mind is very clear right from the beginning and you start taking the right decisions, then becoming a doctor is actually not so difficult. However, the thumb rule should be known to you. You should have an expert advice and clarity and research on your own to help you understand where you stand. So you are ahead of others, not only in terms of academics, but also with the kind of, that, okay, these are the different ways I can become a doctor. This suits me, this does not suit me. These are the options. Then, all those things can be decided, pre-decided actually. Okay, let me tell you how it works. Okay. Now, before we go ahead with the actual how to become a doctor or opportunities to become a doctor or options to become a doctor, chances to become a doctor in India, we must understand Medical Council of India properly. Okay. Now, Medical Council of India, they have lot of powers. Okay. They actually, define the rules for you to become a doctor. Now, how do they do that? Let me tell you now. Why they are the boss. Okay, Mr. Nagnath, you just joined in, you can switch off your camera. Then only you will be able to see our presentation because your screen is there everywhere. It's getting flashed, Mr. Nagnath. Mr. Nagnath, can you hear me? Okay, thank you. So this is Medical Council of India, and let's see what they do. It is the supreme government authority in India which defines the course for NEET UG. Now you must have heard, sometime the NEET course curriculum is different. My state level examinations was differently. Till 2016 this has happened. Okay, till this year the people who gave exam, they had to study separately for the state level and the national level. Or last year, this has been going on and on since 2013. It has been going on. Different people studying different, courses basically. Okay. They also approve the medical institution. So you can actually study only at the medical institutions approved by MCI, Medical Council of India. In case you are studying, there are some quack colleges available in the northern India majorly, okay, and few in the southern area, which are actually not approved by MCI. Now in that case, you will not be allotted the license to practice in India. So you will be in a big trouble. So there are people already, you will not believe this, that there are Indian students who are in trouble because they chose not to study at MCI approved university. So it's very important that you actually make sure that the colleges which you apply for are 100% sure that they are approved by MCI. Okay, that's the first thing. The college will be, and then only you will get the license to practice. Number of medical seats in each college is approved by MCI. We say 100 seats in this college or 200 seats in that college. That's all approved by MCI. So basically, the first step for you to understand your chances to become a doctor is over here. This is the website. If you go through that carefully, do your research. It may be boring at this stage, but slowly it will give you a very clear picture how they view and how they give you the opportunity to become a doctor in India. Okay? I move forward. So basically there are three options for anybody to become a doctor in India. I think there are people who are requesting me to make them as a presenter, but I don't understand why. I think you are a participant and I am the presenter. So let's just keep it that way. And you can view it and hear it on your mobile clearly, I am sure about that. And in case if you have queries, we will have ample amount of time to discuss things at the end of the session. I will try to finish this presentation as fast as possible so that you can ask me as many questions as you wish to. I hope, Mr. Nagnath, is that clear? Or if you have some problem, then you can still chat me back. Okay, that's not an issue. Okay, so you have a specific number of seats in government, private and deemed universities or overseas medical. So every year around 55,000 people can only become a doctor. It cannot be more than that. The reason is they want filtered people who can become a doctor. At every place there will be filtration. This may be the highest level of filtration. This now from 2017 will be at a lower level of filtration. And here again they have their own way of filtration. So, but you have to be, in order to get this, you have to be on the top of, first 50,000 students or 55,000 students to actually become a doctor. Else, around 40-50,000 students, they go to Ayurvedic, dentistry, or, all that kind of things, the alternative medicines. Okay. So still again, there will be a cap. So if you see, first thing that you must check on the Google is the qualified ratio of the students. Maybe 7 lakh students gave exam. How many actually qualified? How you qualify in NEET exam or MHCT exam or state level, any government exam. Everybody will give you the rules to qualify. Unless and until you are qualified, you cannot apply for admission to that college. So what we are going to do is, what was the actual, scenario when people appeared for government entrance tests, how many actually qualified? or for private colleges, what was the system and what is the system in 2017 expected for you and for this. So if you are qualified, then only you can stand to get this, and then again on merit. So this is how it works. Okay. Now let's take one at a time. Let's first focus on government colleges, and then we will move to private and then to overseas. In the next half an hour, I think I should be able to give you a fairly first peek into your mind that these are the three places. You have three boxes in front of you. Which one suits you, you got to get ready for. Okay. So this is how the situation is at right now. Okay. You can see these are the government seats increasing in this way, and these are the participants, the aspirants for the entrance test, year by year increase. So actually you can see that no more than, it's impossible to get admission, like 7 lakh students, almost 7 lakh students actually participated in 2016, 7.5 lakh, because there were two NEET 1 and NEET 2. If you add both of them and remove the common factor, if you add it will be 9.5, but if you remove the common students, around 7.5 lakh students appeared for NEET exam. And against that, the number of seats were hovering around 20,000 seats, government seats across the country. 85% of these seats were allocated through the state of your own domicile, and 15% of the students were naturally, put into the other states. So this is how it worked. The average percentage, you actually will work to, 2% of success. Even in that 2% of success, there is something of, reservations. So ultimately what happens is, the success ratio for these examinations is approximately 1% for the students to get into the government medical colleges. I hope you understand. What it generally means is 1% success is like 99% failure. If you understand that clearly, start positioning yourself that am I standing in the top 1% in my own class, in the college, or in the coaching class? Like there are, let's say in Kota or in any big cities which are having a lot of medical aspirants, 200 students, 300 students in each class, not in the batch. Batch is running into thousands. So am I second topper in 200 classroom? I can aim to get into government. That's how it works too. If I'm 20th, probably out of 200, probably I'm in 10%. And 10% means the government opportunity will not be there. It would come down to the private ones. And that also probably not in private ones in MBBS, but in, some alternative ones, or in government dentistry or something like that. So getting into MBBS, you got to be in the top 5-6% of the country, that I'm including government as well as the private ones. I hope on your screen you are able to read how the system is expected to change, how this was dealt in 2016. A fantastic change has been brought into the entire system. However, a lot of people went through a lot of confusions, problems, a lot of students went through, and they decided to actually take a repeat, because these systems were changing for the first time to remove the donations from the private colleges, which they have successfully done it. Okay, you won't believe, in 2017 absolutely no donations are required. There is no need to approach any agent. No agent can do anything for you in 2017, believe me. Okay? So the first thing that you must understand is where do you stand on your own merit? Okay? Are you capable, are you confident that you will get into the government college by standing in the first 2%, maximum 2%, 1 or 2%? Then you can aim to get into the government. If not, what has happened was, since now they realize that they could not, the private colleges could not charge any donations, they have jacked up the price of the tuition fees. So on an average, you should have 55 to 60 to 70 lakh rupees to ensure that you get into the private college without donation. Please do not pay a single rupee to any agent in advance. There are good chances that you will take the money and go away. That has been the trend since many years. But now, earlier it was not known. The system the system itself was, actually giving them an opportunity. Now, if you do, it would be your biggest mistake, because there is no such system of donation. If you are on merit, there is only going to be one examination by which the students will be placed in government, the students will be placed in the private colleges. Single exam. I hope this is very clear to you. So this is how it works. The in 2015-16, the real opportunity to become, let's say, in government through the state level. 15, there was a state level. 16, again, they had taken up state level examination. These are the actual success ratios. You can see that the actual success ratios are very, very low. The number of seats and the actual aspirants to become a doctor, to you give examination, there is no matching. It's absolute mismatch. The reservation quota, as I already told you, it makes it even further difficult for the students on the open category. If you are there, even for people who are reservation, it's not that it's easy to get, because there will be some relaxation, but ultimately the merit will count. So on the whole, if you see the picture, you have to think and come back by assessing your own self. If you feel you are not standing in the top 1 or 2%, it is time that you realize that my chances, I can try my best. Nobody stops and nobody should stop doing it. But it is also practical to really assess yourself, because you are giving examinations in and out, the mock test, the examinations in the class. You can see the competition around you in the coaching class, in the college, in the right up to prelim, right up to the, you will be giving a lot of exams. So you already know, you have to just face it. Am I in that category? Yes, no, either. If not, I will try to, improvise. And if I'm not able to improvise to a level which is required, then in that case, I will start preparing for the second options. You get my point? Now, fortunately for you in 2017, the second option is again only on merit, not on money alone. But in 2016, 15, it was all about money. In 16, they removed this money factor, but the tuition fees have increased. Okay. The biggest problem with the private colleges today is you are only aiming to become a doctor at the cost of 60, 70, 80 lakh rupees. Okay. But in the next 6 years, 5 years down the line or 6 years down the line, MBBS will not be sufficient. Already the value of MBBS has gone down drastically. So what happens is, you are paying for something whose value is going down. You got to do PG. Now, right now, if you see the PG cost in India, in private college, it's going to exceed 2-3 crore per seat. So in nutshell, what happens, because the college, the quality in the private colleges is not going to be so good as much as a government college. Many of the private colleges don't even have a good affiliated hospital with good patients flow like government colleges have. Government colleges are highly monitored, and the professors are well defined with this kind of a qualification, and hospital have no dearth of patients and all those things. Private ones, they are more towards degree. Till 2015 it was more just like pay money, become a doctor and earn out of afterwards. So it was like that. But now the whole thing has changed. People having money but not merit would find it difficult to get into medical courses in 2017. That's what happened in 2016 when no private colleges could fill their seats. So they requested the government to bring their eligibility criteria down so that the private colleges could fill the seats even without donation. This was the situation. They brought it down right up to only 145 marks. Only 145 marks in NEET. You understand? For the open students. So this is what happened. And for the reserved students, it was 118 marks. Even with the 145 marks, they could not fill up the seats. So ultimately the seats have gone vacant. This happened because there are not enough qualified students through NEET. The seats, people say there are no seats, there are not enough seats, there are not, but the problem is there are no qualified students in 2016. Earlier, 50% of the seats were provided by way of money. You did not require merit. The moment government changed the system to merit-based admission, they did not find enough students. I hope you understand this change in the system now. So your idea is to first make sure that you are qualified in the exam. There are good chances that you will get an admission in India. However, even that ratio is very, very small. Okay. The third option is, of course, the overseas MBBS programs. Okay. Basically, you have, some advantages like no donation, no entrance test like NEET. It's low cost option, like because they are all government colleges abroad and they are approved by MCI. When you go through the MCI, website, you will realize that there are enough colleges available. So nobody can stop you from becoming a doctor. MCI has ensured that you don't stop yourself from becoming a doctor. If you are really highly qualified, you will get into the government. You are at the mid-level, you can get into the private, but you have to pay high fees over there. No more donations. In case you are qualified, but you don't have money, where would you go? This is the last option. Okay. So they have approved lots of universities in Asia, in East European countries, and in US. So you can easily study at these places, make your own career and come back to India and practice, or stay back and practice over there. So you need to learn a lot of things for that. Choosing how to choose a country, understanding the cost versus how to choose a university, understanding the eligibility, how do you reserve a seat, how to apply on time, what is the right time for you to make sure that you don't lose a single rupee and still get the admission in hand, what are the right universities that wherein it's difficult to get later on so that you can block your seats, what are the right countries, like for example US, what are the costs. You will not believe, in order for a good qualified student, it takes equivalent amount of money to study here as much as a private bad quality college in India, that is right up to PG in US, and you will hardly make it in MBBS in India. So there are many options available, provided you ensure that you give some time. The parents and the students have to go, you're studying, but you also have to think about the admission systems. It's already almost December. Now now the pressures will start beginning to, mount on your systems and, your schedules and your December, Jan and Feb. And in the Feb, you will have 10 plus 2 examinations, more or less. So it's come very near to your exams already. So it's right time for all of you to actually do understand, get the research done, score in on your slot wherein, you can do this and I want it, and just block your seat there. Make up your mind which one suits you the most. And it's not only China, Russia, it's just for a representation. Actually, there are many countries where you can go. China, Russia, Ukraine, Georgia, Philippines, USA. Every country has its own plus and minus. For example, if you come back from any place except US, you will have to appear for MCI screening test. And that test is really difficult, to be very frank. So unless you are uh, preparing it for the exam for all 5 years, when you are studying MBBS, it's very difficult to pass that exam. So most of the students who go to China, Russia, Ukraine, and you will start hearing about all this very soon. By December, January, February, people will start talking about, okay, you should block your seat in China and Russia and Ukraine, and you can, those things will start. Well, that is the easiest way to ensure that you are ensuring that you get a seat there. In case you don't get, so that's your plan B. Like when we travel in a car, we have one tire in the trunk. If something goes wrong with one of the four ones, then at least you have something to back on. So it's like that. This program is just a plan B. Okay, do not waste a lot of money for overseas, unless it's just application money and that. Okay, fine, I'm blocking my seat. After thorough understanding, talking to the references, making sure that you've spoken with the parents and the students and everybody, then only ensure that you are taking an admission over there. Okay, so there are some few mistakes that the parents do make. Let me first see the results of Indian entrance test in June and now in July. Nowadays, the results come out in the month of July. Yeah.
इसमें
And then I would start thinking about overseas backup plan. Wrong. You can actually reserve your seat, but don't reserve it now. There are more than 400 universities which have been approved by MCI. There are more than 12 countries where Indian students are going. So take your own time, understand the whole subject very clearly. We have series of webinars. We have a separate webinar only on MBBS in abroad. Then we have a separate webinar only on MBBS in US. So like this, we have many webinars continuously conducted for all of you. And now, whoever gets interested to take it more for the private or for Indian or overseas, or we have separate webinars conducted for these things. So you can attend. We will be in touch with you. Our offices will keep on sending you emails. So whoever is interested to attend the next one, the on the abroad or on the US or on private ones, then we can have it done. Okay, this was a very fairly brief, introduction to all of you to understand that, these are the three options. There is no fourth option. Let me make it very clear. There is no fourth option. So you got to choose. The student has to be good enough to get into government, or the parents should have money enough to fund the private, or you should start researching on the abroad. There is not going to be any fourth one. That's what I can tell you. Okay. I can just, I have completed so there are some people whose audio is available, However, I will request everybody to, ensure that they start chatting with me and I can just reply you back on audio. That is going to be very easy. If you have any questions, anybody having any questions, then definitely they can ask. We have another 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, which we can, utilize. Actually, we conducted these personal seminars and webinars for huge number of students before. Each individual webinars and seminars, okay, for different subjects. How to choose between private colleges. Okay. See, Mr. Navin, this is a question from you. Thanks for your question. See, I will tell you, you must understand when you think about the private colleges, okay? The first thing that you should ask the private colleges, what is the strength of the hospital affiliation in terms of hospital beds, okay? If the hospital bed is 200, 300, you can imagine the kind of patients flow. And in India, unfortunately, almost 50% of the private colleges are situated in rural and town arena. More than 50% actually, almost 60-65%. Okay, so first thing that you should make sure that you know I want to understand the strength of the hospitals, because practical understanding in MBBS is only possible in the hospital. Okay, so the most important part is that. Then of course your fee structures and everything will come into the picture, but this time I will tell you in 2017 that what will happen is, what we are expecting all of us is, the entire thing will be through merit. So it will be more of them deciding where you can get the admission than you deciding where you want. Of course the preferential form will be, of course, be your right to be filled up. But in India, a student getting admission in 3-4 medical colleges is not such a thing which is very regular. Okay, so first of all, it should be in a city. Second, check the hospital affiliations. Third, talk to the seniors. Please do not get into this which is a better private college and ask people around. These are the simple 3 things which you can do and you will get the answers yourself. I hope you got your question cleared. So I'll just move forward on this. Vidya, I can see your question. What was the NEET cutoff for government colleges this year? It was almost 480 for the government colleges, okay, in 2016. And for the private ones, it went off to right up to 145, okay. But the fee structure were, as we discussed already, touching almost 60 lakhs, no donations. And this year, all the private colleges have understood that they cannot get the donations. This government was very serious enough to implement the changes, and they have done it by fighting it right up into the Supreme Court. Now there is nothing more left for the private colleges to go back to the Supreme Court and still ask for anything more than that. So they have more or less given up their weapons to ask donations, so you don't have to worry about it. So either you get 480 plus, that's the minimum, I would say. That's the minimum, I would say, for government. And for private ones, it's a very different story. It can be 145 in a different situation of 2016 because there were 2 NEETs, or it can be 200 or 180 in this 2017. That is what we are expecting. Okay, I can see this Miss Chandrika, residency is assured after writing USMLE 1 if student fails to clear for the first time. Okay, see, residency cannot be assured to anybody. Residency is a board certified post-graduation course. If you go through AMA, okay, Association of American Medical Association, basically, you would definitely find that every second student doctor who has completed the bachelor gets into the PG level. So you got to be above average among the competition in USMLE 1. Last year's average was 230, 229 or something. If you read even the USMLE book, the first 6 pages, 7 pages gives you very clear charts that your score should be above 235, 230, 235. Once it is there, nobody can stop you from the residency. Passing is 192, and if the student fail to get 192, definitely you will have 6 more attempts every 4 months for part 1 exam. But if he is failing in USMLE step 1, he is never going to reach to the destination. So even if he passes, it's not going to be much of a chance, okay? Because the competition is too high. You got to be above average to make it to PG. When you're thinking about US, all the benefits lie at the PG level, not at the bachelor level. If you are only going for bachelor, if you don't have money to fund a private college, if you don't get into government, and if you're thought of going to abroad, and if you don't have money to fund your US, then it's better to go to other countries, not US. US is quite expensive, like private colleges in India, almost similar price costs. Chance will increase or decrease in 2017. If you are thought of getting admission by money, your chances are gone. If you are thought of getting it on merit, it will definitely get increased this year to a great level now. How much NEET score needed to get admission in Gujarat domicile? I cannot answer that question really, because I don't have state by state upfront on the thing, but they are very well available on the Google, on the various websites. You can check it out. We will be publishing it on our website as well, on moksh16.com in January, how it state by state, how it worked, for different areas, for open category, for reserved, for the government, for the private. So it's a huge big data analytics that we have to work on, so ensure that the right information is parted to all of you. So as far as the Maharashtra is concerned, again, open student, if you're looking at government, naturally you got to be above 500. Okay, that's what I can tell you. That's the safe bet, above 500. And if you're looking for a private, you can be 145 above, you are going to get in. How will you find a college which are MCI approved or not? It's there on the MCI website. The first page itself gives you MCI approved government colleges, MCI approved private colleges. It's a whole list of, and on the overseas, every university is given. Yeah, Avinash, I can see that you got 600. That's fantastic. NORI certificate is not for bachelor, Mr. Kalpesh. NORI certificate is actually for the masters. So if you are doing your bachelor in India, and if you are thinking to do masters in US, you are bound to need a NORI certificate, which is not going to be made available by Government of India. So you actually cannot do masters in US and work there. You can complete your course, spend all the money and come back to India. You will not be allowed to get the residency over there. How many times can we appear for NEET? Oh, you can appear for unlimited times. Sir, I got semi-government college. Oh, you have already got it. Then why don't you take the admission? So I can see Mr. Dilip Thakur. I'll take this question, the last one now. It will be state-wise or single entrance exam. This year we are all expecting one single exam. There is no doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt about it, because now this government has shown that what it wanted to do, it has done it at a great level. Now they will further go to ensure that they will, further ensure that, the next level of changes which are required to, come for removal of donations, ensuring the merit students to get in the admission. All those things are expected to be done without multiple examinations for the students. Niladi Surva Chaudhary, I can only tell you, please don't repeat blindly. If you are, even by current situation, if you have understood how it works, I would say don't even repeat now if you think you can't make it. If you think that you can, uh, you still have a chance to go abroad, or forget about private. So this is how it works. I would still tell you, you already know whether you can get in government or you can get in private right now, looking at your current situation, since you are a repeater here. Yeah. The admission seat matrix. Uh, okay, Miss Volga Kennedy. Yeah, scholarships are available. In fact, those students who are confident to get 70% in PCB for US, there is a scholarship available in one of the universities. You can block your seat. You can, get the scholarships confirmations, conditional scholarship confirmation letters from the university right away. And uh, in case you don't block, you still can get the scholarships, but at that time, after July, you will have to appear for an online test. Right now, you can prove it by PCB marks, because you will be having that early mover advantages. Rushank, how it costs for US, you need to go through. I'll suggest you to go through the website moksh16.com, and it gives you a lot of options, and because it's not about cost for US. First of all, you should understand the scenario, the program, how difficult it is, what can be the success ratio, whether you are suitable over there or not, what is the program construction, like pre-medical, then 2 years of basic medical science, then 2 years of clinical rotation, what is the difference between clinical rotation and observation. Those things, if you are not knowing, there is no point in talking about cost. But in general, in one statement, I'll tell you, the cost to study for medicine in US right up to PG will be similar to the cost to study MBBS in a private college in India. Okay. Volga Kennedy, when can I start the application scholarship? You can actually you can actually you can go through moksh16.com, and you can connect with the right people over there. That's our website. I am the CEO of that company, and they will tell you how to prepare for applications for the scholarships and all those things. Okay. So cut off JJ College. Avinash, I think it's all available on the website. So please don't ask me the questions which are widely available. Ask me questions which are in your mind, not which cannot be answered in generally, or you don't trust the internet. Then I can come to a support on that basis. Okay. Some technical questions on the kind of program, some minus points of abroad or problems with the private. I am good at all that. Okay. Some comes good why abroad, why not abroad, why private, why not private, suitability, all those questions are more expected. I am good at that, those things much more better. My son's goal will be settled in US after completing PG in India. What to do? Oh, if you are completing PG in India, again he will have to appear for step 1, step 2, and step 3, all 3 exams. It's like going through the entire course again. You can go through usmle.org. That's the right website. So after UG, if you go, again that NORI problem will come if you are from government college. From private, it will be very difficult for you to pass step 1. That I can ensure you. Okay. Private colleges in India, medical colleges are owned by politicians, trusts which are held by politicians. Their focus is not on quality of the education. Till now, the thrust was to ensure that the donations were collected. Now they will find it difficult even to run the colleges, because they will not have any donation. They will lose the interest. A lot of doctors, if you ask them, they will tell you, most of the private colleges, they will think twice, to run it if they can't get these donations. So they'll start increasing the jacking up the cost of the education. Through NEET, again 15% quota will be, or it will be open for merit. See, that is management quota is something which is anybody's guess right now. You should go through what has happened in 2016. Hundreds and hundreds of students have paid money for the management quota to the colleges. The money is lying with the colleges. When demonetization happened, all the colleges called the people, okay, take your money back, or I will give you after 1 year. So take it in old currency. This is what has happened in reality. Don't quote my name and say this, but this is a fact. You can ask any of your seniors who has applied for a private college for a management quota. So please, we are not currently that bad that we should think about the last option in life. You have government colleges, you have private colleges with merit, and you have abroad colleges, and then you can think of private colleges on management seats. So you are first thinking on that level. So let's not lose the confidence on this basis, okay? If we passed by self-finance colleges, yeah, that's true, Kalpeshji. If you pass through self-finance colleges, NORI need not be signed by the government, or if it is required to be signed, then they will sign it. See, the NORI is a non-obligation to return to India. If they have spent money on you while becoming a doctor, then they will not sign that certificate. In a private college, the government colleges have not spent money on you. Okay? So in that case, what happens is they will not have any problem, since the rule of NORI has come only in the month of June 2016 by this government. So we really have no historical data, how many people were rejected for NORI, how many from private got it, you know, all those things. So I hope you are getting the answers what you are asking for. Most of the people, I'm trying to, you know, make sure that I'm able to answer to everybody. Rushank, if you cannot qualify for NEET, if you have that kind of thinking in your mind at this moment, the easiest way is to create a plan B for yourself. Ensure that a seat is in, you know, there with you with a conditional admission letter or a scholarship letter. Everything can be done before, and then with confidence try to give it in India. Probably, you know, like in 2016, a lot of people were lucky to get into private because nobody thought that without donation I can get, and now they have realized that I can get it. In fact, all of you should spread the word to every of your friends that ensure that you don't get into the agents network or pay donation, or there's absolutely no need of doing it. Just do some research and you'll be out of the problems from the agents or the colleges asking for donations. Okay. Is the process same for getting dentistry? No. Dentistry is a absolutely different course over there. Okay. DDS, you need to do that in US separately. Studying in overseas after completing the MCI exam in India for government registration is how difficult? Mr. Dilip Thakur, I will tell you, it is the biggest problem with going abroad is people don't understand. Okay, let me briefly tell you the problem, okay, in the next 1 or 2 minutes. I can go on for this, but you must understand in brief now, because I need to rush in another 5 minutes now. The problem is MCI screening test is for all 19 subjects which are taught in MBBS, okay? And unfortunately, you will learn the MBBS in 5 years. So it's basically 5 years course, and when you come back, it's going to be like one exam, one day, one exam. You understood now? So 19 subjects, 5 years teaching, one day decides your future of license. This cannot be done in the last year. The students have to start preparing from the first year. For that, you can go through our website, moksh16.com. You can see how we teach the students for the prepare for the medical council examination from first year. It's all entirely online. They have to go for all 5 years. Then only they will pass, and then they will pass it in the first attempt itself. I hope you understand now. Next is there a separate entrance for FMC? I don't think so this year. When to book seats in abroad? That's your choice. From January it will start. Booking of the seats will start from January. From 15th January onwards, it will start, you know, the blocking. But you have around 1 month to understand all your options based on your budget and, you know, everything. Yeah. Any other questions that anybody has? Kavam, you got your answer. Volga, If not scholarship, is there any test like, no IELTS required at this moment. So I think I have covered most of the questions that has been asked by our participants, and I'm very happy to see this encouraging. We will send you those people who want to get a recorded version of this entire session. We can send that as well. You know, we will request you to confirm that you are interested for this, and you know, we'll definitely be sending you the recorded version of this webinar. I must thank you so much for giving you all your time and you know, on this Saturday, and hope to see you again in the next series of the, you know, MBBS. Yeah. Any other questions? Anybody? Last question? You can ask me before I go. Okay, Chandrika. I'll send everybody, okay, a recorded version to make sure that you can go through it again. And I will wait for all of you to join me back on the next session, which will be probably only on MBBS Abroad, in which we will understand all aspects of abroad, which is a guaranteed place where you can get the admission. So let's guarantee our admission in one place, and let's fight ourselves for the Indian seats. We can do both at the same time, okay? The next webinar, you will get the intimation. I really don't know. My office does all this. So calendars and all, you will get it soon. I mean, once you get the recorded version, after that, you'll start getting the mail. Please keep on going through various information contents on MOOC 16 week, publish it. I can't give you so much in 1 hour, but I can always publish it for thousands of students, all my experiences and knowledge on my website. So MOOC16 is .com is our website. So there you will find lot of honest advices. You know, when we send abroad, we tell that don't go here. These are the challenges. These are the problems. If you're ready, then only go. So you need to be very sure about things around. Okay. Okay, Trupti, I will send you while you registered, you must have given the email ID, I believe. I'm not in a position to copy paste right now. Okay, but I'll definitely make sure that everybody gets the recorded version too. I hope you all got the right. Uh, okay, Mr. Anil Prabhu, I will send you as well. I'll send you that. Okay. Thanks a lot. Thank you. I hope everybody liked it, and we will request you to give us the feedback on, you know, if you like it, and if you want us to do this, you know, very clear promotions, awareness, clarity into the minds of the people, then help us do that. We'll be more than happy to help your friends as well. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.